Learning from one another. Get a Be Better health plan from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, Joe Biden takes the oath of office with a call to end uncivil war in the absence of Donald Trump. After years of constant epileptic seizures, Akim Wickham hopes for a positive outcome as the Ministry of Health intervenes. Caribbean farmers count losses due to predial larceny. No date set for the last batch of Chinese scholarship recipients to attend universities in China. Matthew Joseph named as the opposition leader's third senator. In Around the Globe, U.S. President Joe Biden promises 100 million inoculations in his first 100 days and a 1.9 trillion rescue package as coronavirus death rate reaches record levels. Coming up in sports, Ministry of Sports forges ahead with elite athletes program, while West Indies suffer humiliating 6-wicket loss to Bangladesh in the first of 3 one-day internationals. Details right after this message.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Good evening. This is News at 7. The 59th inauguration of the 46th President of the United States was marked by the absence of the outgoing President Donald Trump, who became the first to break tradition by not attending the ceremony. Outgoing Vice President Mike Pence was, however, present, as were former Presidents Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and George Bush. Joe Biden becomes the oldest president, while Kamala Harris also created history by becoming the first female and first person of color vice president of the United States. Jared Joseph has been following the inauguration.
This is America's Day, and this is Democracy's Day, a day of history and hope, of renewal and resolve, were some of the first words of President Joe Biden. Biden took the oath of office on Wednesday during a scaled-down inauguration due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He pledged himself to the cause of uniting the people against all the social issues and the hate, as well as delivering racial justice.
This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge, and unity is the path forward. And we must meet this moment as the United States of America. If we do that, I guarantee you we will not fail. We have never, ever, ever, ever failed in America when we've acted together. And so today, at this time, in this place, let's start afresh, all of us.
At varying points of his inaugural speech, President Biden hinted heavily on racial injustice, citing the need to resolve the 400-year issue in order to move forward in the midst of a pandemic.
My fellow Americans, in the work ahead of us, we're going to need each other. We need all our strength to persevere through this dark winter. We're entering what may be the toughest and deadliest period of the virus. We must set aside politics and finally face this pandemic as one nation.
He called on Americans to listen to each other and work together against the deep forces which divide America, such as extremism, racial injustice, joblessness, white supremacy, among others.
Take a measure of me and my heart. If you still disagree, so be it. That's democracy. That's America. The right to dissent peaceably within the guardrails of our republic is perhaps this nation's greatest strength. Yet hear me clearly, disagreement must not lead to disunion. And I pledge this to you. I will be a president for all Americans, all Americans.
All individuals attending were adorned with face masks with intense security on the heels of the assault on the U.S. Capitol last week. Biden takes over from Donald Trump at a moment of deep division in the country, which is reeling from COVID-19. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, as President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who has Caribbean roots, were inaugurated into office on Wednesday, there was not the usual fanfare and celebration. Grenadian attorney at law Denison George from the Brooklyn Bridge describes the atmosphere in the U.S.
On this very cold day today here in the United States, history was made just a few miles away down in Washington when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris take the helm as President and Vice President of the United States. And the mood in the nation is one of hope, one of pride, and to a lot of Americans, it's a sigh of relief to show the world that American democracy is still working, that American democracy is alive and kicking. Especially what happened, what we saw, the world saw on January 6th. If you love America, it's also a good day. Finally, America is sending a message to the world that America is back. America stands for something. The character of America, the image of America being a beacon of hope for so many people around the world is once more.
He also highlights the impact the inauguration could have for Caribbean people and immigration.
For one, Joe Biden has already made it clear that he supports a path to citizenship for people who are in the country undocumented or without papers. Now that would be a great thing for Caribbean people because, as you know, there are thousands of Caribbean people here in the U.S. Who are undocumented without the papers to work or the papers to travel. So that would definitely be a benefit for Caribbean nationals here in the U.S. Who are undocumented to earn their right a path to citizenship under the Biden administration. Then when it comes to Caribbean countries, you have to remember that Donald Trump policies basically focus on America going it alone, America for Americans, make America great again. Well, Joe Biden already said that America would be open for business. He would extend a hand to nations all over the world, including Caribbean nations, countries he called neighbors of America, and he would express his willingness to work with these countries. And so definitely I think you would see better relationships between the Biden administration and the Caribbean governments.
An epileptic patient tells his story with the hope of finding help to his condition and to raise awareness on the challenges he faces. Chrislyn John had a face-to-face chat with Akim Wickham.
Akim Wickham is a 22-year-old who suffers from a condition known as epilepsy, a common condition that affects the brain and causes frequent seizures. It may be described as a neurological disorder marked by sudden recurrent episodes of sensory disturbance, loss of consciousness, or convulsions associated with abnormal electrical activity in the brain. He first realized his health challenge at the age of 10. Wickham tells GBN that the situation has affected his life and livelihood.
It really affected me really bad because at my age 22, I did not finish school. I only reached Form 1. And I cannot walk no way, you understand? So, and I can't really do what I should. I can't go on the beach, nothing as I should. So, it really hampered my life.
Wickham claims that while seeking medical attention, it was pointed out by a medical surgeon at the General Hospital that a cyst was detected on his brain and needed to be removed. An exorbitant cost this young man had to pay. The procedure was conducted at the General Hospital, but the result was nothing as expected.
Dr. Lara said he seen a cyst in my head, so he would have taken it out and I would have been better. My surgery at the hospital cost $15,000. Since after I did the surgery, well, I don't have no improvement or what. Because since after I did the surgery, I've fallen 46 times plus. And the year just started, and I had 5 seizures for the year.
He explains 2 encounters he experienced and calls on people in society to be more sensitive and exercise compassion on persons suffering from this and similar conditions. In the same breath, he encourages people with similar challenges to keep the faith.
I had one of those seizures. I was home by me looking to go to work. And while I was going down, the landlord and his wife with my brother was sitting outside on a step and I had an attack, which I didn't know. But the neighbor turned and told me the landlord, my brother, and his wife leave me on the ground there and they go in the back of the garden. So walk in a store and somebody come in the store and tell the boss, why have he? Why they have me walking in the store? Because I just suffer the same problem.
The young man, who experiences 4 to 5 blockouts per day, which is more than he experienced prior to his surgery, he is hoping that some specialists can assist with his plight. Following a meeting with health officials on Wednesday, Wickham was given the assurance that his condition will be monitored at the General Hospital in the coming days. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Still in health, as lab and other hospital staff prepare to move into the new wing of the General Hospital, a plaguing issue is being corrected. Chrislyn John has this report.
After years of clamoring for a much more conducive environment for staff to function, the mold infestation at the hospital laboratory is being addressed. GBN was reliably informed that the night duty staff, which includes persons conducting the COVID-19 tests, were also disadvantaged, as they too did not have an adequate resting place.
The lab, there was a major issue with the mold. That was if you move the place, it's like, we see it. We had people come in and over a period of several weeks were treating it and removing whatever that may have been the source for it. And some of the air conditionings were also treated along with the ventilation. So the mold issue has been addressed at the lab and has a regular schedule of continuously being addressed, where the people are to come back in again to make sure that the mold does not come back. Definitely, most definitely, because we recognize that you cannot provide this service if you are not in the right frame of mind. And we're talking about our highest priority is the safety and the health of not only our patients and visitors, but our staff. COVID-19 brought that out, and there's a lot of different things and protocols that we're putting in place to make sure that our staff is safe and healthy.
Since 2018, it was promised that staff will relocate to the new wing of the hospital facility. However, it is 2021, and transition appears to be a slow process. Director of Hospital Services, Dr. Carl McIntosh, explains the reason behind the delayed movement.
Actually, and the pandemic has let us know that we are not in control of every single thing, that we cannot say that this is set in stone because the next day we don't know what it will bring. But for phase 2, we do know that we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Tunnel's far, but we're still seeing the light. We had talked about different dates of opening, and I'm not going to talk about different dates of opening. I'm going to talk about what is, and then say that what we're working towards. So what we're able to say is that we are opening in phases. Construction is still going on various floors. That's on the first floor as well as the ground floor, but the third floor and the second floor have been completed construction-wise.
Speaking to the president of the Public Workers Union, the bargaining agent for some of the hospital staff, Rachel Roberts, says there seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel.
I could tell you about is the laboratory, which we felt was really in the environment, the occupational health and safety there at the laboratory was really not good. And we got some good news that they're working feverishly on it, so that the staff could move in anytime soon. We are very hopeful now that it would happen soon. We saw the environment, the new facility. We see that new equipment, etc., is being moved in and being set up there. So we are very hopeful that maybe by the first quarter of this month, of this year, they should be moving in. We're giving them until the end of March. And if we don't see any action by the end of March that the staff are not moved, we would be making some comments and complaining to the ministry. But we see some action, we see some movement, and we're very, very happy and pleased about happening.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
The issue of pre-deal larceny has been in Grenada along with other Caribbean islands for years. Recently, the situation seems to have worsened, and as such, farmers are crying out for help. In this Rena Pear report, you will see the struggles farmers in Grenada and other Caribbean islands have to face.
Pre-deal larceny of crops and livestock results in farmers suffering heavy losses, making them reluctant to invest as they can no longer enjoy the fruits of their labor. Furthermore, it acts as a strong deterrent for younger people to stay on the land, which is also a worldwide problem. A Caribbean-wide study by FAO found that 98% of all farmers had experienced produce theft, amounting to well over 1 million crop and livestock farmers. More than 90% of those interviewed agreed that it was the single greatest disincentive to investment in agriculture. This St. Kitts and Nevis farmer woke up to his entire banana field destroyed on Tuesday morning with no one to hold accountable.
I mean, how this? We're talking about agriculture. Look at this crop. Look at the banana them that destroyed. All my life, me see wicked things happen, but me never see nothing like this magnitude at all. All my pipes chop up, all my fruit trees them chop down.
What kind of fruit trees did you lose?
Well, I lose banana trees, I lose mango trees, I lose pear trees, I lose coconut trees, I lose breadfruit trees, I lose papaya trees. Man, you name it, I lose soursack trees, you could call it, you could name it, because these are where on the land here, and they just chop down. They're going to kill me for me to leave. I really not me leaving. I can't afford to buy 3 bananas for $7, you know, so I plant them. 3 bananas cost $7. Could I afford to buy them? No. But I could afford to plant them. Somebody know how me planning, somebody want me go buy them, but I will not. Because we plan again.
In Grenada, farmers in Shantimel in St. Patrick is still struggling with similar destruction on their farms, where most of their crops are lost and are saying enough is enough.
I planted the land and this guy keep damaging the land, spraying the plants, damaging the plants, and going and steal in the land.
I have 9 goats in the pen. I can get grass. I have to go miles away and get grass. He spray me tomatoes, he spray me peas, he spray me tanya, and he say he killing man, he killing beasts, and in this time right now he's poison using.
This young farmer from St. Andrews is yet to get justice for his ginger that was stolen before it was even ready for harvesting, losing thousands of dollars.
And 600 pounds of ginger, it's really hard because it's 132 stools that are missing, and average for a ginger is like 5 pounds a stool. And there are stools that weigh more than 5 pounds. I normally get 10-pound stools. You know, we work hard as a farmer, and it's a lot of hard work. Early mornings, late afternoons. Hard labor.
Grenada has made many attempts to curb the issue of pretty larceny on the island to the point of increasing the penalties for those found committing the act. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
This is news at 7. Coming up, trade unions point out the high level of contract workers within the public service as the debate continues over government's 4% salary increase deferral proposal. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Now we can stay safe while at the same time reducing our budget to maintain a clean and safe environment at our home, school, office, church, or even on the bus. Fortune Foods has gone a long way to source premium products that are at least 30 to 50% less than other brands. That's right, 30 to 50% cheaper than other brands. We have a multi-purpose 80% strength liquid sanitizer for cleaning surfaces that is also safe on hands, as well as 70 to 75% gel sanitizers available in 1 gallon and smaller sizes. Plus, when you buy in bulk, you save even more. Right now, every dollar counts. Be wise. Sanitize with Fortune Foods' range of sanitizing products.
Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe, St. George's. Telephone 435-2247.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit what we can do. Rise with no wings, fly. Rise and we're so high, enjoy the view. Rise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Bruv.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicell's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicell.
New year! Wow. More games and more money! Sunday, January 31st
from 6 p.m.
Get set for another massive online bingo!
And this time you can win
$10,000 US.
10,000 big ones.
Tickets are $10 US. In Grenada, get your tickets at gotofed.com or box offices island-wide. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Tell your friends and family about all the fun and excitement online. And the best part is, you can play from the comfort of your own home. So what are you waiting for? Play Wacky Team Virtual Bingo!
The new way to play bingo.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The government's salary deferral request to Public Workers Union was the topic during Monday night's Beyond the Headlines. However, during the discussion, the issue of regularization of public officers took center stage. Trelana Charles has the details.
When the government of Grenada requested the deferral of the public officers' 4% salary increase, the Public Works Union was willing to accept on the basis that the contracted members of the union were appointed to permanent positions. President of the Public Workers Union, Rachel Roberts, said more than half of the union's members are contracted. She said the union views this as proof of discrimination.
We have more than 50% of our members are on contracts, have no appointment letters, and we have a myriad of problems within our public service on behalf of our public officers who don't know where they are. And we said to government, you know what? Give us this. Help our members. Because if you're saying they are in the front line, you're thanking them every day, and they cannot take thank you to the bank. And we see it as discrimination against our members.
Roberts said the government has violated the labor code and now should have to create positions to accommodate workers within the public service.
I found a worker on contract for 21 years, and there may even be workers on contract for 25 years. And this is a violation. We always pointed out of Section 29(5) of the labor code. And therefore, we know that what has to happen is that government has to create positions within the public service to accommodate workers.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Andel, who was also a guest on the program, said the issue of regularization is being addressed.
Presently, what the ministry is doing is collecting the data, verifying the data of the teachers who are now not regularized but temporarily engaged in the system. And we are working to present that data to the union so collectively we can charter the way forward in regards to how do we prioritize and how do we go forward as part partners in this.
The government's position was further backed by Permanent Secretary with responsibility for public administration, Rhonda Jones, who said the government has been taking active steps to address the issue of regularization. She said presently there aren't sufficient positions available to do so for all contracted employees.
There is an ongoing policy of regularization of temporary workers. However, we must do it within the parameters that we have to function. We do not have an unlimited number of positions available on the permanent establishment. And so we cannot say en masse that we are going to make every temporary worker permanent. It simply is not feasible.
The Public Workers Union, upon noting the government's inability to meet their conditions, has joined the Grenada Union of Teachers in refusing the government's deferral requests altogether. Trelona Charles, GBN News.
12 Grenadians who received scholarships in late 2019 to start their studies in China are still in Grenada, unsure when they will sit in the classroom of their respective universities. We spoke to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Norman Gilbert, to find out what is happening with these students. Rena Pear has this story.
When COVID-19 struck the world, 10 of the 12 persons who obtained scholarships to China through the Ministry of Education Scholarship Desk in 2019 had to put their educational journey on pause as it became impossible to enter the foreign land. A year has passed and the students are yet to enter their various classrooms and are unsure when this may happen as COVID-19 continues to lay its mark. According to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, responsible for Human Resource Development and Information, Norman Gilbert, while this is so, the students have started their undergraduate studies virtually in learning the native language of that country, which is a fundamental requirement in pursuing a degree in the universities.
So what has happened for those students who were supposed to be in China? They were engaged by most of the universities to do the one-year language program online, which really prepares them now for entry into the 2021 school in terms of their physical presence. So we do have some students who are currently awaiting communication from their universities as to when they will be able to start in the physical school. But most of them, in fact, we had 12 persons awarded for China. Unfortunately, only 10 persons would have accepted, and those 10 persons are currently awaiting communication from the school as to when they will be able to physically start classes at the various campuses.
Gilbert says the safety of all Grenadians is important at this time, as they have been working along with the Chinese embassy to get the students to China as soon as possible.
We have challenges flying into China. The embassy has also been able to provide us with updates periodically in terms of flights and flight arrangements that we hope would be able to be all settled within the next few months so that at least these students can take up their physical state in terms of university education, hopefully for the September semester. So we are in contact with the embassy and they have been providing us with the necessary updates in that regard.
While both countries are still facing the wrath of COVID-19, the government of China has committed to increasing the amount of scholarships to be awarded later this year.
We are going to be guaranteed 15 awards for the 2021 program. We also have a call for applicants that is out now, that is due for the 29th of January for persons who are interested in pursuing undergrad, master's and PhD programs in China. We have a number of programs offered as part of the scholarship, which includes engineering, civil engineering, economics. We also have agronomy, etc. And we are basically asking for applicants to ensure that they apply by the deadline given, which is January 29th, for them to be selected to start programs in the 2021 cycle.
2 of the scholarship recipients have opted not to accept the offer. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement has selected his third senator to join his team within the House of Parliament at its next sitting. According to Clement, the selection process was not an easy one, as there were numerous candidates. He announced that Matthew Joseph from the parish of St. John will be the new addition to his team.
You asked about the appointment of Senator Joseph, Matthew Joseph. He's from St. John's, and I may want to put out his credential. And so at this point in time, I think we will get together, and I sure you will have the opportunity to interview Mr. Joseph when the time comes, because he has not yet received his credentials from the Governor General, and I'm hoping that he will soon.
The opposition leader believes that Joseph will bring a wealth of contributions within the House of Parliament, as he has a history in the field of education and agriculture, among others.
He has been a teacher for over 38 years. He has been involved in music and sports, and now he is very deep into agriculture. And so this is where he is, and I do believe after speaking with Mr. Joseph and after doing some background checks, I do believe that he has the development of our country at heart. He has the upliftment of people at heart, and he is a very civic-minded person.
Tobias was speaking at a virtual press conference on Wednesday morning. And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Minister with responsibility for hospital services, Delma Thomas, addressed allegations of rape and impregnation of a young woman at the Mongay facility by 2 members of staff.
I heard of that information in December. We got the report. I spoke with Commissioner in December. From December, the police has been investigating. On the 29th of December, the police sent their report. We got it in the ministry, not to our ministry, they sent it to another ministry, but it came to us on the 12th of January. Investigation is ongoing, and while we wait on the Public Service Commission to guide on the next step, because we now have a report from the police, then it means that it is the best thing to do. If there's an active investigation, then you do not leave the people on the workplace.
In response, this person said whether there is a pregnancy or not, the fact that a pregnancy test was given means that they assume that she may have been sexually active. And if so, it gives question to with who, when, and how, while being housed at an institution for over a year. Furthermore, why are male staff allowed to oversee or care for females in the institution? And if so, a female staff should be present at all times. If this is not the case, correct me if I'm wrong. Another person said, do you think there is such manpower available to have 2 individuals to attend to a patient on every occasion? What they need to do is have creditable individuals attending to patients. A background check must be done on every individual before hiring. Also, police records and vulnerable sector checks must be done on each individual before hiring. If the facility is operating on a gender-specific method, then fine. But as long as male and female staff and patients are allowed to coexist at the facility, these steps must be taken to ensure safety of everyone. Also, there must be very strict regulations in these facilities regarding male and female interactions, including disciplinary action, which could lead to termination. Someone else finished with, this is shameful, and how can they allow males to be watching over females without constant supervision? In medical field, a male must always be accompanied by another individual whenever he has to do any procedure for a female patient. We have to be careful of who is being hired to take care of mentally challenged people. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. As always, if you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Thank Thanks for that from Beverly Tellisford. From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN EyeSaw lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN EyeSaw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. Rechanging the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
In tonight's EyeSaw, we feature Amanda Gorman, the current United States Poet Laureate. In 2017, she became the United States of America's first National Youth Poet Laureate. The 23-year-old young black woman made history today by becoming the youngest inaugural poet after she delivered her poem at the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it.
Send us your photos and videos via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, media fraternity pays homage to veteran media worker Justin Crow McBurney after his passing. This is News at 7.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of it, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Justin Francis McBurney was known to be hilarious at times, but he was forceful in his beliefs as a long-standing member of the media, a preacher in his own right, and a politician with many promises. Commonly known as Crow, McBurney established the Good Old Democratic Party, GOD, also known as Good Old Democracy, around 1978, while being employed as a clerical officer in the office of the late Prime Minister Sir Eric Matthew Gary. GOD first contested national election when it received only 6 votes for its one candidate and failed to win a seat. In the 1995 elections, it received 16 votes, 3 candidates, and again failed to win a seat. In 1999, it fielded 3 candidates, but received only 12 votes, reduced to 10, 2 candidates in 2003, and just 3, 1 candidate in 2008. This total rose to 14 votes with 2 candidates in 2013. His persistence in the realm of politics. McBurney's contribution to the media began in the 1970s in print and television. His last stint was with the Grenada Informer, where he was not only assigned to the marketing department, but also as a staff writer for editorials and other opinion pieces that focused on the economic and sustainable development of the country before his retirement. He died on Monday, 19th January 2021, after a prolonged period of illness. The executive and members of the Media Workers Association of Grenada expressed condolences to the family of veteran media worker Justin Crow McBurney after his passing. Government said 8 families directly impacted by erosion at the seafront in Mount Craven St. Patrick as a result of the breakwater project will be relocated. During the past months and as recently as 2 weeks ago, properties have been eroded as the sea continues to wash inland, demolishing what's in its path. Details in this report.
Some residents of St. Patrick's say the $4.8 million breakwater project has caused more harm than good. The government will now have to revisit the books as more studies are to be conducted to find a solution to this problem. Residents spoke out from fear of losing their homes. According to reports during a meeting with their parliamentary representative, Anthony Boson, an offer of $8,000 was made to persons to assist in the rebuilding process for people with lands away from the affected area. However, this was not welcomed by some who believe more discussions should take place with residents. Minister for Infrastructure Nolan Cox, during Tuesday's media brief, spoke on what has to take place in the immediate and long term.
The government, we have responded swiftly to address this matter. We currently have engaged a coastal engineering company who will come in very soon, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, to conduct a study. The study will take approximately three months to complete. And thereafter, we expect to implement work in terms of final response to that coastal erosion.
The minister indicated that a submission was made to the procurement board for a coastal engineering company to commence work. In the meantime, he explained what would take place with those families.
Looking at doing some remedial work to stay whatever coastal degradation that is taking place currently. So the Ministry of Infrastructure is working on that. Added to that, the 8 families who are impacted, there is a recommendation that these homes, these families should be relocated. And so we have, through the cabinet, took a decision to provide support, financial support for those 8 families or persons who will be required to relocate.
Infrastructure Minister says the Ministry of Social Development is working with families, 3 of whom have opted for a unit in the low-income houses at the village. Construction on the Breakwater project began in July 2016 and came at a cost of $4.6 million. The initial purpose was to protect the coastline from erosion. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Stay with us. Weather and sports are up next.
Hey man. Well, man, that's you making us that trip. Why doing all this more?
Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair. And the wife wants to look with and what you want me to do?
I'm expected to do all that with more.
Well, what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this month? Don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
We're keeping an eye on this evening's weather. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be 23 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light isolated showers, so nice and cozy this evening. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open water. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides high at 9:36 p.m. and low at 1 minute past 2 in the morning. As we look ahead on Thursday, the weather is expected to be generally fair apart from some light early morning showers. On Friday, the weather is expected to be mainly fair, breezy, and hazy. And on the last day of the week, Saturday, fair and hazy. That's it for your weather forecast right here on GBN News. The Ministry of Sports is forging ahead with its elite athletics program despite the ongoing pandemic and its effects on sports. The ministry is a partner of the Grenada Football Association and Ministry of Youth, catering to emerging and developing footballers within the country. 35 male and female footballers are currently in life skills training.
We also collaborate to assist some of the track and field persons that they reach between the age of 18 and 26, and they want to continue in the sport they've been training. So in total, we have about 65 persons in all the sport, in most of the sport, that have been training and organizing a man. We hope in by next year we should get more persons, and there will be a structured training so that we'll continue our high level of sports in Grenada.
Coordinator of sports, Chrislyn Peters, says they are looking to expand the elite program to include basketball, swimming, and table tennis.
The cricket, I know it's cricket season 2. I know Mr. Cummins was preparing for the independence cricket. We know what happened. But we are trying to still see if we could do a kids cricket program and one-day program with the cricket so that we could still, because we are still going to go out and do some of our community coaching or our primary school coaching in the program. So if we could select the team and once permission is granted, we'll have a one-day or a competition within the zones. For the volleyball, you're also preparing for some volleyball competition within that same setting, with the coaching program.
The West Indies suffered a humiliating 6-wicket loss to Bangladesh in the first of 3 one-day internationals today, going down by 6 wickets with 97 balls to spare in the match played at the Sherry Bangla National Stadium in Dhaka. Sent in to bat, the West Indies were bowled out for 122 in 32.2 overs, as man of the match Shakib Al Hassan took remarkable figures of 4 for 8 from 7.2 overs in his return to cricket from a 1-year ban for failing to report corruption. Hassan Mahmood provided strong support as he took 3 for 28 from 6 overs. However, the West Indies lost their first 2 wickets to Mustafizur Rahman, who conceded 20 runs from the 6 overs he bowled. Kyle Mayers was the best of the West Indies batsmen with 40 runs from the 56 balls he faced. He and Ravman Powell produced the most useful partnership of the West Indies innings with a stand of 59 for the 6th wicket. However, once Powell got out in the 30th over with the score at 115, the West Indies lost their remaining 5 wickets for just 7 runs. That's it for sports. Coming up, around the globe. Just hours before the inauguration on Wednesday, the then incoming U.S. President Joe Biden said combating the COVID-19 outbreak and the dire economy will be his top priorities. He has promised a $100 million inoculation in his first 100 days and a $1.9 trillion U.S. dollar rescue package as the coronavirus death rate reaches record levels and millions of Americans struggle to put food on the table. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher reports from the White House in Washington, D.C., the U.S.
Our rescue and recovery plan is a path forward with both seriousness of purpose and a clear plan.
January 20th is an important date. In 2020, it was the day that the first COVID case was confirmed in the US. The Trump administration has been criticised for its response over the past 12 months. Now, on the 20th of January 2021, that problem becomes Joe Biden's.
This horse is so far out of the barn that redirecting it is going to be a Herculean task. And we need to give the new administration, the new president, I think a significant amount of leeway in trying to redirect the ship, redirect this horse.
Biden has already indicated he wants a $1.9 trillion relief bill. More money for ordinary Americans to get through the economic crisis. More money for vaccinations. He wants 100 million vaccines administered in his first 100 days. And much greater federal involvement in putting it all together.
This will be one of the most challenging operational efforts we have ever undertaken as a nation. We'll have to move heaven and earth to get more people vaccinated, to create more places for them to get vaccinated.
You guys are violating federal law.
It's a plan that doesn't come without potential political fallout.
I think you're going to see more and more people dug in, suggesting that somehow because you have an illegitimate president now attempting to infringe upon our freedoms, people are going to become increasingly dug in to thwart what the policy changes this incoming president is going to try to implement.
Joe Biden has said COVID is his #1 priority, insists the reaction will be driven by science, not politics, something welcomed by those on the medical front lines.
Joe Biden is going to look like a rock star by simply embracing what the best science says.
There are polls and experts that say if Donald Trump had taken coronavirus seriously from day one, thrown resources at it rather than played it down, he'd be about to start his second term in office. How the incoming administration marshals the recovery will go a long way to deciding how history remembers President Joe Biden. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, at the White House.
Guyana's access to the COVID-19 vaccine in the second quarter of this year fully hinges on the COVAX facility's ability to provide doses for 20% of the population. Tamika Rodney has more.
Despite announcing that Guyana was exploring various COVID-19 vaccine suppliers, namely Argentina, India, Russia, and China back in September, Subject Minister Dr. Frank Anthony on Tuesday revealed that the COVAX facility has become the primary source of securing the vaccines.
For us, we continue to work with COVAX while we explore with other partners to see whether or not we can access vaccines so that we can have more in country. But our main focus is really COVAX.
This is against the backdrop of reports that rich countries are hoarding doses of COVID vaccines and people living in poorer countries are set to miss out, the People's Vaccine Alliance warned in December 2020. Nonetheless, COVAX has pledged to ensure equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines to third world countries. Notwithstanding that, other organizations and independent bodies such as the Caribbean Community CARICOM have indicated that vaccines can be sourced through them. The minister noted that COVAX has indicated that it will provide a significant amount of vaccines later this year.
We've had some good news from COVAX, and during this week there's an executive board meeting of the WHO, which we're participating in, and we have received some good news through that mechanism. So COVAX has reported that they now have put deals in place to acquire 2 billion doses of vaccines, and that they're working to get these vaccines out by the second quarter of this year.
He explained that rolling out the vaccines would depend on approval for them from the World Health Organization.
We know of countries that have been doing bilateral deals outside of COVAX, and that is because for this year, COVAX would only be able to give the countries who are participating in that facility 20% of the vaccine that they require for their population, or vaccines to cover 20% of their population. So that is not going to be enough for a country to achieve herd immunity, and therefore a number of countries are looking at other options of how to get additional vaccines so that they can have more people immunized.
Tamika Rodney reporting for the HGB Nightly News.
That's it for In Around the Globe. Coming up, a recap of the headlines. recap of this evening's headlines. Joe Biden takes the oath of office with a call to end uncivil war in the absence of Donald Trump. After years of constant epileptic seizures, Akim Wickham hopes for a positive outcome as the Ministry of Health intervenes. Akim Wickham hopes for a positive outcome as the Ministry of Health intervenes. Caribbean farmers count losses due to pre-deal larceny. No date set for the last batch of Chinese scholarship recipients to attend universities in China. Matthew Joseph named as the opposition leader's third senator. In Around the Globe, U.S. President Joe Biden promises 100 million inoculations in his first 100 days and a $1.9 trillion rescue package as the coronavirus death rate reaches record levels in the U.S. In sports, Ministry of Sports forges ahead with elite athletes program, while West Indies suffer humiliating 6-wicket loss to Bangladesh in the first of 3 ODIs. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable.